When people hear the word tough, they often think about muscles, fight scenes, or action movies. But in Hollywood, being tough means much more than throwing punches or carrying a gun on screen. Some actors became legends because of what they did before they ever became famous. Others showed incredible strength by surviving painful injuries, difficult childhoods, or life-changing failures. A few even served their countries during wartime. Their courage came from real life, not just movie scripts. That is what makes this list so interesting. The 10 actors you are about to meet were known for more than their acting skills. They earned respect because they faced real challenges with courage. Some performed dangerous stunts themselves. Others refused to quit after serious accidents. A few built careers despite growing up with almost nothing. Hollywood has always loved stories about heroes. But sometimes the greatest stories happen when the cameras stop rolling. Take Clint Eastwood, for example. His calm and fearless characters made him a movie icon. Yet his real life included moments of danger long before he became a superstar. During his time in the U.S. Army, he survived a military plane crash by swimming through cold water to reach safety. That experience became one of the many reasons people admired his quiet strength. Then there are actors like Steve McQueen, who loved speed and danger almost as much as acting. Whether racing motorcycles or driving powerful sports cars, he lived life without fear. His adventurous spirit became part of his legend. But toughness is not always physical. Some actors fought battles that no one could see. They dealt with loss, rejection, illness, or personal struggles while continuing to perform at the highest level. They showed that true strength also means getting back up after life knocks you down. Another thing these actors shared was determination. Hollywood is one of the hardest places to succeed. Thousands of talented people chase the same dream, but only a few make it. The men on this list refuse to give up, even when success seemed impossible. Their determination helped turn ordinary lives into extraordinary careers. Of course, toughness can mean different things to different people. Some fans admire military service. Others respect actors who perform their own dangerous stunts. Some believe emotional strength is even more important than physical courage. That is why this countdown is filled with different kinds of heroes. Each earn a place for a unique reason, and every story reveals another side of what real toughness looks like. Now the countdown begins. The first 4 actors may surprise you, because each one proved that courage is built through action, not words. And one of them survived experiences that sound almost too incredible to believe. The countdown begins with 4 actors who proved their toughness in very different ways. Some earned respect on the battlefield. Others pushed themselves far beyond what most people thought was possible. Their stories remind us that real courage is built over a lifetime. Before Charles Bronson became famous for playing tough guys, he lived a life filled with hard work and struggle. He grew up in a poor family in Pennsylvania and was one of many children. As a young man, he worked in a coal mine, a dangerous job that demanded both strength and determination. During World War II, Bronson served in the U.S. Army Air Forces as an aerial gunner. He flew combat missions over the Pacific, put his life on the line long before Hollywood knew his name. After the war, he slowly built an acting career, becoming one of the biggest action stars of the 1970s. Fans believed his performances because they knew he had already faced real danger. Steve McQueen earned the nickname the King of Cool, but behind that cool image was a man who loved taking risks. He had a passion for motorcycles, fast cars, and racing. Unlike many actors, McQueen often wanted to perform challenging driving scenes himself. Racing was not just a hobby. It was part of who he was. His life was not easy growing up. As a teenager, he often found himself in trouble before finally finding direction through the military and later acting. That difficult beginning helped shape the fearless personality audiences admired for decades. But McQueen's biggest risks were still ahead, both on and off the movie set. Clint Eastwood built his career by playing calm, fearless characters who rarely backed away from danger. But one of his most remarkable moments happened years before he became a Hollywood legend. While serving in the U.S. Army, Eastwood was a passenger on a military aircraft that experienced engine trouble and crashed into the ocean near the California coast. He survived by swimming through cold water until he reached shore. That real-life experience showed the same quiet determination audiences would later see in many of his famous movie roles. Throughout his career, Eastwood also became known for his discipline and work ethic. As both an actor and director, he earned respect for staying calm under pressure and leading film sets with confidence. His toughness came from preparation, patience, and never giving up. Few Hollywood stories are as inspiring as Danny Trejo's. Before becoming an actor, Trejo spent years in prison. During that difficult period, he struggled with addiction and made many mistakes. But after leaving prison, he completely changed his life. He committed himself to staying sober and began helping others who were trying to overcome addiction. A chance visit to a movie set eventually led to small acting roles, and those opportunities grew into a successful career. Instead of hiding his past, Trejo used it to encourage people who felt their lives could never improve. His journey proves that real toughness is not about never falling. It is about finding the strength to stand up again and choose a better path. These four men each faced different battles. One survived war. Another chased danger at high speed. One escaped a deadly plane crash. And another transformed his entire life after years of hardship. But the next three actors faced challenges that were even more unbelievable. Their courage, determination, and willingness to push past pain earned them a place much closer to the top of this list. As the countdown moves closer to the top, the stories become even more remarkable. These next three actors were not simply known for playing tough characters. They lived through painful setbacks, pushed their bodies to the limit, and earned respect through actions that happened far away from the cameras. James Cagney was not the biggest actor in Hollywood, but his confidence made him seem larger than life. Standing at just over 5 feet 6 inches tall, he often played fearless gangsters who refused to be intimidated. Many people assumed Cagney was just acting. In reality, he had grown up in a tough New York neighborhood where he learned to stand up for himself from an early age. He also trained as a boxer and dancer, giving him quick reflexes and incredible balance. On movie sets, Cagney became known for bringing real energy to every scene. Whether he was playing a criminal or a military hero, audiences believed every word he said. His strength came from confidence, discipline, and never letting his size define him. Before becoming one of Hollywood's biggest stars, Harrison Ford struggled to find acting work. To support his family, he worked as a carpenter while going auditions whenever he could. Most people would have given up. Ford didn't. His patience finally paid off when he was cast as Han Solo in Star Wars. Soon after, he became Indiana Jones, one of the most famous adventure heroes in movie history. But what many fans admire most is his willingness to keep working despite serious injuries. During the filming of several movies, Ford suffered broken bones, torn ligaments, and other painful accidents. Instead of walking away, he recovered and returned to finish the job. Even away from Hollywood, Ford has shown courage. As a licensed pilot, he has taken part in real-life search and rescue efforts, helping people in emergencies when they needed it most. That quiet willingness to help others says just as much about his character as any action scene ever could. Few people have changed their lives as dramatically as Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was born in a small town in Austria and dreamed of becoming the greatest bodybuilder in the world. Through years of hard training, he achieved that goal, winning the Mr. Olympia title multiple times. But Arnold wasn't satisfied. He moved to the United States with limited English, hoping to build a career in Hollywood. Many people told him it would never happen. They said his accent was too strong, his name was too difficult to pronounce, and his muscular body didn't fit traditional leading roles. Instead of listening to critics, Arnold worked even harder. He became one of the biggest action stars of the 1980s and 1990s with films like The Terminator, Predator, and Total Recall. His success didn't stop there. Arnold later entered politics and served as the governor of California, proving once again that determination could open doors many people thought were locked forever. His journey from a small Austrian village to worldwide fame remains one of Hollywood's greatest success stories. 3 more names remain. These final actors didn't just become famous. They became symbols of toughness for generations of movie fans. And the man at number 2 has a real-life story so incredible that many people still struggle to believe it. The final 3 actors on this list did more than build successful careers. They became symbols of courage, determination, and resilience. Their stories have inspired generations of fans, proving that true toughness is earned through real-life experiences, not just movie roles. Few names are as closely connected with strength as John Wayne. For decades, he became the face of the American Western. His deep voice, steady walk, and calm confidence made him one of Hollywood's most recognizable stars. Wayne often played sheriffs, soldiers, and cowboys who stood up for what they believed was right. Audiences loved the quiet confidence he brought to every role. But his greatest test came away from a movie set. In the 1960s, Wayne was diagnosed with lung cancer. He underwent major surgery, and many feared his acting career was over. Instead of retiring, he fought through recovery and returned to making films. Even after facing serious health challenges later in life, he continued working because he loved storytelling and refused to let illness define him. Whether people agreed with his opinions or not, few questioned his determination. His ability to keep moving forward during difficult times earned him respect throughout Hollywood. But even John Wayne's remarkable story wasn't enough to reach the top two. This is a name that surprises many people. Before becoming a Hollywood actor, Audie Murphy was already an American hero. During World War II, Murphy served in the United States Army and became one of the most highly decorated American soldiers of the war. Despite his small size, he repeatedly showed extraordinary courage in combat, risking his life to protect fellow soldiers. One of his most famous actions came in France, where he climbed onto a burning tank destroyer and used his machine gun to hold off advancing enemy forces while calling in artillery support. He continued fighting even after being wounded. For his bravery, Murphy received numerous military honors, including the Medal of Honor, the United States' highest award for military valor. After the war, many believed his story belonged only in history books. Instead, Hollywood came calling. Murphy appeared in more than 40 films, often playing Western heroes and soldiers. In one of his most memorable performances, he even portrayed himself in the film adaptation of his autobiography, To Hell and Back. Although he became a movie star, Murphy rarely spoke proudly about his wartime experiences. Friends described him as humble and deeply affected by the memories of combat. His story reminds us that some of Hollywood's greatest heroes had already proven their courage long before stepping in front of the camera. But there was still one man whose toughness became legendary around the world. When people think about toughness, one name almost always comes to mind: Chuck Norris. Long before internet jokes turned him into a pop culture legend, Norris had already built an incredible reputation through real achievement. He served in the United States Air Force, where he first became interested in martial arts while stationed in South Korea. After leaving the military, Norris trained relentlessly. His dedication helped him become a multiple-time world karate champion. He defeated many of the best fighters of his era and earned the respect of martial artists around the world. Eventually, Hollywood noticed. Films like Way of the Dragon, where he fought Bruce Lee, introduced him to international audiences. Later, starring roles in movies such as Missing in Action and the television series Walker, Texas Ranger made him one of the biggest action stars of his generation. Unlike many action heroes, Norris performed many of his own fight scenes because of his years of real martial arts training. Off-screen, he also built schools, supported charitable causes, and encouraged young people to develop discipline, respect, and confidence through martial arts. His toughness was never just about winning fights. It was about self-control, perseverance, and living by strong values. Looking at these final three men, one thing becomes clear. John Wayne fought through illness. Audie Murphy showed unbelievable courage on the battlefield before becoming a movie star. Chuck Norris combined military service, martial arts excellence, and a legendary Hollywood career. Each earned respect in a different way, but all three proved that true toughness is measured by character, determination, and the ability to keep going when life becomes difficult. The countdown may be complete, but one final question remains. What do all 10 of these Hollywood legends have in common, and why do their stories continue to inspire people decades later? Hollywood has produced thousands of actors over the years. Many became famous. Some won awards. Others broke box office records. But only a small group earned something even more valuable: lasting respect. The 10 actors in this countdown prove that real toughness is not measured by muscles, fame, or money. It is measured by how a person responds when life becomes difficult. Charles Bronson overcame poverty and served his country before becoming an action star. Steve McQueen turned a troubled childhood into one of Hollywood's greatest careers. Clint Eastwood survived a military plane crash and built a legacy through discipline and determination. Danny Trejo transformed his life after prison and became a symbol of hope for people looking for a second chance. James Cagney showed that confidence and courage matter more than physical size. Harrison Ford never gave up on his dream, even while working as a carpenter, and later continued acting despite painful injuries. Arnold Schwarzenegger proved that hard work can overcome almost any obstacle, from language barriers to impossible dreams. John Wayne faced serious illness with the same strength that made his movie characters unforgettable. Audie Murphy first became a real-life war hero before stepping into Hollywood, reminding the world that some of the greatest stories are true. And Chuck Norris showed that discipline, respect, and years of dedication can build a legacy that lasts for generations. Although each man's journey was different, they all shared the same qualities. They worked hard when success seemed impossible. They refused to quit after setbacks. And they kept moving forward when others might have given up. That is why people still admire them today. Their movies continue to entertain millions, but their real-life stories may be even more inspiring. They remind us that courage is not about being fearless. It is about facing fear, overcoming challenges, and never losing sight of who you are. Perhaps that is the greatest lesson these Hollywood legends leave behind. Fame may fade, awards may gather dust, and records may be broken, but true character, resilience, and determination are remembered forever.